Hello everybody, this is Chromasquad018, and I figured last night's game night was interesting enough to where I could talk about it. Now, for those of you who don't know, I go to game night once a week, like Saturday night with my boyfriend. And every Saturday night, it's usually we run like 3 games and alternate between them. Like, Travis's uncle would run a game, their friend Rocky would run a game, Travis would run a game, you know, and it alternate between them. Well, last night was Rocky's game, and to set the tone, it was a D&D, I guess, dungeon crawl level thing. It's set in a tower, a magical tower, to where if you would enter, you end up on a dungeon level, and you fight and loot and all that until you get to the exit. And as you clear it and go through the exit, you get to go up and further and higher and harder levels. Essentially, our characters were like level 6 at some point. Hang on. And this particular game, we've gone through many characters because, well, mostly me, because every time I would make a rogue, one thing or another would kill him, or kill her. Like, one time we were fighting some, dang it, I don't even remember, one time we encountered a fire elemental, and I had gotten burned, so I was going to have my character move back away from the creature, and put myself out. But I forgot to disengage to move back, and thus the creature got a attack of opportunity and finished me off. So I died. Well, I was knocked out, and then I failed on my death rolls, so yeah. Let's see. The character I'm currently using, which has survived for 4 different levels of the dungeon. It's essentially of the tower, since it's some kind of magical thing that appeared, and nobody's really sure what created it, how it's got all the levels and everything in it, if it's a different dimension or whatever. Anyway, we are currently level 6. Don't know if you guys will be able to see this. She is a wood elf rogue, and anyway, the story I'm going to tell about is what happened last night. We had just gotten, it's like, how many levels, I think like every 5th level or so, we would encounter a boss level where we'd go through, the dungeon like normal and fight creatures, and then you'd fight the boss in that level. And then, things get harder and harder as you keep going. There's like every 5th level of the dungeon or something. I don't know. Anyway, we had just gotten done with that level last time, and this time we got through another dungeon. Well, anyway, my character is a wood elf rogue, the thief specialization. If I had known about the swashbuckler specialization back then, I would have picked that one, but I didn't, because I don't know if it was introduced yet by that point. But I was a thief out of the specializations that are available. My boyfriend, Travis, he was a human warlock. He was the original. When we first started the game, he had his warlock, I had my rogue. Raymond had his crazy, drunk barbarian, I think? And his barbarian obviously got killed by a... dang it, I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was supposed to be either a dire rat or a were rat, I'm not sure, but since Rocky made a mistake, he kept it as a regular rat, but due to some bad rolls, Fire X the Slayer got killed in that session. Anyway, my character survived a couple of levels before she got killed. And then I had another rogue that I think died because of the fire elemental. I don't remember how many I've gone through, because I don't have all the character sheets. But anyway, I've got this new one that survived so far. Anyway, Rocky was made a cleric because the dungeon was just as hard with 4 players as it would, or 4 characters as it would have been with 3. So he made a character to just make things a little easier, in a way. But his character was a cleric, and Raymond's character was a fighter named Alec. He used to be in the city guard, all by the book, doing this for his family. And we encountered, let me see if I can find it in the book. We were going through the level like normal. We encountered, hang on, let me see if I can find it. Does this go by... Hold on, I might have to go to the contents. Alright, here we go. Sorry, I don't normally look through my monster manual, because the only reason I would need to is if I was playing a creature, like with the boss. I had a air elemental gem, which I used to help against the boss, because I didn't know what we were going to encounter, and I wanted us to survive. So I had to play a wind elemental, but in the first room we encountered like 5 magic suits of armor which attacked us, and we killed them, obviously. And in the next room we encountered like 9 of these. The first time we went through, they weren't that hard. We got the jump on them. Rocky used the turn ability to, turn them scared, and they ran off into a corner, so we were able to kill them easily. So we didn't have any trouble with those. Next encounter we had were a few ghosts, and I don't know if you guys know, but for those of you who know Dungeons & Dragons, a ghost can scare you and make you to where you can't approach them and fight, so if you're a melee fighter, you're screwed. Unless you make your saving throw. Anyway, that was the first time we encountered them. We killed them. Sadly, my character got possessed for a moment, but then Rocky had Barda use the turn attack, which got the ghost out of me, and we killed them. And then we went to another room, and as we entered the room, 4 more ghosts popped out of the floor and scared us, and with the scaring ability, if you fail by like 5 on the dice roll, it ages you. And it actually did age my character like 10 years, but since she's a wood elf, you can't really tell. But the thing is that Raven's character Alec is a human, and it aged him by 10 years as well. So he went from being like 25 years old to 35, and the way Alec's character is that once we got rid of them, after I got possessed again and tried to attack them, we got that out of me as well, so they didn't have to knock me out or kill me. We left with the escape tokens so we could try and find a way to reverse the aging on Alec. It didn't bother my character because she's an elf, it's not going to bother her. But Alec wasn't going to risk going through the whole dungeon and risk that happening again and possibly kill him, because if you're aged enough, it'll drop you dead right there. So that's a very scary concept. Anyway, the only way to reverse it, though, is with a very high level magic that would cost a ton of money. And so he had Alec retire, and he made a new character, which was a rogue, which is all into all kinds of killing and in a very good mood, apparently. Gets like a thrill out of killing, essentially. He's like an adrenaline junkie. Kind of. Anyway, we tried to go back in a second time on that level, because we can't go to the next level until we can find the exit portal through that level. And we had gotten very far. We only got like 4 rooms in. Anyway, we figured, we know what's coming at least a little bit, so we took out the suits of armor again, and the 9 specters were in the room again, but they were a lot tougher. They almost got close to dropping Randall, which is Travis's character. And since Alec was not in the group anymore, we lost our closest thing to a tank. So we were a bit of a disadvantage. And my character was firing blanks because she used the longbow, and she kept, my dice kept on, you know, failing me, so I kept on missing with my arrows, which sucked. But usually when you go back in the same level, you know, the enemies that you encounter are the same and everything. Everything's the same. At least the last couple times we did that. But this time, when we went into the room where the first 3 ghosts were, they weren't there. There was like 5 suits of armor there. I was like, wait, this is different. And we almost ended, Randall actually went unconscious, but we managed to kill the suits of armor before he had to, you know, do all the death saves, so he was stabilized and all that. So we were confused as to why that was going on, but let me see if I can find it in here while I'm talking. Anyway, we had to rest after that because Barth had used almost all his spells, and he needed to get them back, so we did a long rest. Let's see. I don't know if it's in this book or not. Let's see. Let's see if this is the right page. Anyway, after we rested, we went to the next room, which was supposed to have, you know, the room. Hang on. Hello? They're still sleeping. Yes, they're still sleeping. Hello? Can I call you back in a minute? I'm in the middle of a video. Yeah. Something. Anyway, let me see if I can find it. Anyway, we went to the next room that had the 4 ghosts that we encountered before. Let me see if this is the right thing. There's supposed to be a zombie version in here somewhere. Hang on. We went to the room where the ghosts were supposed to be. And they weren't there. Instead, there were 2 enemies there, but I would rather have faced the ghosts, to be honest, considering what we ended up finding. Oh, wait, here we go. Maybe this is where it is. Sorry, I didn't really plan on doing this video, but I figured since this was so crazy that I could, you know, talk about it. Here we go. We encountered, there's no picture, but this is essentially, what we ended up facing. 2 beholder zombies. And those things were tough. They have essentially a challenge rating of 5. And we were level 6. The regular beholder, it's a good thing we didn't face those. We would have been screwed. We would have had we'd had a TPK right there. Because those runs are challenge rating of 13. Anyway, we encountered 2 zombie beholders. Which, we actually did manage to kill them, yes. But, Randall finally died. The stupid thing, he failed on his roll, and it killed him with a rate of disintegration. His body was dust. So yeah, Randall's dead. And as soon as we lost Randall and got done with the fight, we got the heck out of there. Because we essentially needed to get a new party member. And that's how our session went. Anyway, if you guys want to hear more stories on, you know, the sessions that we've done, the games that we've done, if I have any crazy ones, I will tell you. Just let me know, and I will, you know, continue to do more of these. Because I want to be able to share my experiences with tabletop with you guys. Anyway, that was essentially how it went. Travis already has another character made. He already had one planned for, if Randall died at some point. Which I think he said is a barbarian with the Path of the Zealot, using... It's from this book. This book has got a lot more stuff, like new specializations for all the different classes, and even a thing where you can create your own origin story and stuff. It's essentially a little bit more extra info for this. Anyway, yeah, that's also where the Swashbuckler specialization is for the rogue. But that's, if you guys want me to do more stories like this, I'd be happy to. I can't, do anything fancy like drawing out the stuff because I am terrible at drawing, for one thing. And I'd have to do animated stuff, and I don't know how to do that. I don't even think I would have to, I don't even know if I'd be able to afford the software needed to do that. If you could do it with Photoshop, I'd have to look up how to do it. If I could find videos on that, that'd be good, but anyway, I figured I'd share that with you because that was completely crazy. I don't think any of us were expecting that to happen because the program that Rocky used to make the dungeon, apparently it generated a lot of empty rooms and he wasn't going to have that anymore. So anytime it gave him an empty room, he would do a randomly rolled encounter. And the Holder Zombie was the worst encounter we could have gotten, and we got it. Which sucked. Like I said, I would have preferred to fight the ghosts again, because at least then, they wouldn't have a freaking rate of disintegration. Anyway, like I said, if you guys want to hear more about this stuff, let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed it.